Hey people, it's Sayo Babatunde from Ken Blu. Welcome to my very first vlog on building my business. I decided to document as much as I can, because obviously there's a lot to document, about the journey of becoming self-employed and developing my own business, and hopefully help people who are also on that journey think about the things they need to consider and ways they can get. I'm just freestyling it. I've got some notes down here, but I'm just gonna see how it goes. My brother, who's currently upstairs actually doing his music thing, he's always telling me to just do it, just do it and see how it goes. We'll worry about the other stuff later. So I'm just gonna go for it. So my brand is Ken Blu. I'm gonna tell you a bit more about what we do and what we stand for and all that kind of stuff in another video. I think this video is just an update for those who already know me, because there's some people who already following what I'm doing, just to know what I've been doing and how it's been going and so on and so forth. So I left my job at the end of 2019, around December, and essentially I had put certain things in place to get myself self-employed. So of course I'd spoken to certain people, so I had already potential clients lined up, and I had already incorporated the company last year, August, but I hadn't traded with it just yet. I was just putting some things in place, building a network, building some connections. Throughout the past year, I've been doing a lot of market research. Because of my job, I've been working with startups through the government. I've had opportunity to do a lot of market research. So I've interacted with a lot of startups, with a lot of people. My business mainly focuses on Black businesses at the moment, so Black-owned businesses. That's the vision, to support and help Black businesses who are starting up. And I've had a fantastic opportunity to kind of work with a range of Black-owned businesses, Black and Caribbean owners across the sphere, or African and Caribbean owners, should I say. So that's been the focus for the past 2-3 years, in and out of work. So the first thing I did, of course, was incorporate the company. One of the things that I like to get sorted out is compliance. I don't like having letters sent to my house about stuff that I haven't done, that I should have done, and blah, 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 blah. And academically, I have a legal background. So I have a personal gripe with just making sure the legal stuff is sorted out. One of the first things I did was I set up a website, kenblu.com, to have a holding page. So when I was having conversations with people and conversations with potential clientele and stakeholders, they could go somewhere and at least see something. So it's there. It's going to be developed over the next couple of months, but at the moment it's just been put down there just to have a holding page, just so that there's some information. Also, I did a bit of testing and a bit of market testing at the end of last year. I did 2 events, one in Facebook, one at St. James's Place, just to kind of test out various content and various ideas, which is connected to what I'm doing as a brand. We provide innovation and information for people who want to start up. So the areas we focus on is compliance/legal, marketing, and finance. So we focus on supporting small businesses in developing those 3 areas, because from research and the things we learned, those are the 3 areas that a lot of people struggle with in terms of understanding and in terms of application. We provide information and innovation. Information comes in the form of like events. We're putting together an online academy, just teaching and information to give people understanding of those particular areas. Innovation comes in the form of implementation. So innovation is about just solving problems. You have a problem, there's particular things you need to set up, we give you that solution. And it could be pretty simple things in business that people just don't know how to do. But again, I'll talk about that in much more detail in another video. So one of the things that I had to sort out when I said compliance was, of course, get the company registered. I have a list of things that HMRC and Companies House want you to have in place and have on your record for you to be compliant. So yesterday I was sorting out making sure that my share certificate was up to date, register of shareholders, register of directors. Now these are things you must have in place. So of course, some of this might be going over your head. But then for anyone who's considering running a business and considering being a limited company, look at those things. Look at what those things are, what they mean. I had to make sure my model articles of association were in place, my memorandum was in place, my incorporation certificate was in place. So I just had to make sure everything was in its place. And I initially registered my company with Companies House. I didn't use a formation agent, so I didn't use a third-party company to register the company for me. I did it myself. So because I did it myself, the con I kind of had with doing it myself was a lot of these things didn't come with it. So Companies House sent me a memorandum of association. So that's basically a document to highlight the contract between myself as an individual and the company. And they sent me the incorporation certificate. So they sent me a birth certificate for the business. What they didn't send me was a share certificate and a register of directors or a register of shareholders, which I literally had to create myself. And again, one of the things that our business does is we support people in doing that. Once looking at the compliance, I was also looking at accounting what stuff I have to have in place for accounting. Again, there's a list of things you need to have in place. You need to have a system set up. So simple thing is to set up things like Xero or QuickBooks, whichever one you can actually afford. There are people who use Excel spreadsheets, but for me that can get too convoluted, so I just wanted to just get accounting software and just understand. But it's important to understand what you're actually trying to do and what it means and what it all entails and so on and so forth. Forgot to mention, when I opened the business in August, around September, October, I set up a bank account because I just wanted to have that sorted out as well. So I set up a bank account. My bank account was with Starling Bank. I probably want to get one with Tide, because Tide have software built in, I think. But anyway, that's a whole different conversation. Just thinking out loud. And I generally split business into various sectors. So for me, you've got management. Management includes admin, management, human resources, and technical support. In businesses in this day and age, you just need to have technical support as a general thing, because there's so many things you do digitally that you just have to have some form of area dedicated to making sure that is sorted. So the split in how I look at business is based on the needs that most businesses have and the tasks that need to be done. So although I've set these things up, I haven't set these things up as big departments yet, but I have to think in that way as things grow. Things are going to grow. I have to think in that way as things grow. And we have sales/operations. So that's operations and production. So depending on what kind of business you're doing, again, some people would have production if they're creating something. Some people would have operations if they're just having a system in place to provide a service or to resell something. Some would have both. At the moment, all I have is operations. I don't have production, because although there are certain products I'm planning to create, they're still part of service. So yeah. Then there's marketing. Marketing can be broken down into branding, design, promotion, public relations, research and development, because part of marketing is understanding your market, understanding your target market, understanding what people want, testing things out, an iteration cycle, trying out your services and getting feedback and having a feedback loop and blah, 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 blah. And last but not least, my favorite/least favorite, compliance, which is legal, compliance, and finance. So what I've got is I've got a to-do list of different things in all of these areas to kind of get on top of. Now, I'll be honest, it's not easy to stay on top of all of it by yourself. So, it's good to have accountability. I have different people I'm working with who I speak to on a regular basis to ensure that these things are sorted, these things are done. So I'm trying to kind of get that in place. So I have different people that I speak to and I work with just to, because it's kind of difficult. So even yesterday, when I was doing the documents that I was sorting out yesterday, I was doing it with my accounting partner. So within the business and within the way it operates, we have different people, different partners working on different things. And I'm doing it with my accounting partner. And I needed somebody who knew what I was doing and who I can be around to get it done, so I can get it done. So there are a range of things I'm doing at the same time. In terms of how the vlogs will go moving forward, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and share my screen, so it won't just be me sitting down like this the whole time talking. I'm going to try and share my screen so you can practically see some of the stuff that I'm doing, practically see how things are set up, practically see how things are put together. And I'm going to try and update you about not the clients I'm working with, but when clients are secured, when things are put in place, so you can see the reality of how businesses grow and how businesses are set up. At the turn of the year, during the 25th, it was about the 27th or 28th or even 29th, I did what's called a cash flow forecast, which had assumptions in it, which had a personal survival budget, where I had to review how much I physically needed to survive alongside how much I assume I'm going to make. So an assumption is obviously a calculated guess. It's a calculated estimation, so not just the 10 clients. You think about what you're doing, you think about your target market, you think about the different people that are around and the people that are interested, and you calculate, what you feel you can make to see if what you feel you can make is going to cover your costs and the cost for the business. So you have a cash flow that lets you see the cost for the business. The assumptions feeds into the cash flow to tell you what you can potentially make, which automatically feeds information from the personal survival budget, which you've already put in to tell you your document what you're going to make or what you need. So I had to do this because, other people that I'm accountable to. I'm accountable to my mum. My mum's a big support, and she was, wondering how things were going. So I set things up just so they can keep me at my level head. I said to my sister as well, who's also very much interested in making sure that things are running smoothly. So I actually did that before most things, the personal survival budget and the cash flow, just to see, practically, what needs to be done. At least the bare minimum, how much do I need to make at least to just survive? So I have a minimum target, and I can work to, trying to do double that target. And if I get 1.5, that's fantastic. But the aim is still to do double. So yeah, I think that's about it. As I said, in future, my aim and intention would be to share this information with you alongside the screen as well. But I'm still trying to get this setup worked out. My brother's giving me these fancy lights that make me look like I'm in a makeup video. And I'm just trying to work out how this stuff is all done. But that's that. I hopefully going to give you guys some information in future on how the business is set up, because the setup of it is amazing, but it's complex, but it's so amazing. And the plan and the vision of it is quite big, which is exciting, but can be very scary at the same time. So just to sign out, I'll actually speak on a more mental and emotional level. There's a lot of anxiety, because I know money needs to be made, and I know the money can be made, but sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's like, am I sure I've done the right thing? Am I going to make the money? It's not like hey guys, I've left, I'm not working anymore, I'm self-employed, I'm just going to make money. There's a lot of reality, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of, is it going to show, or is it going to, that I don't know, that I'm just wading through, I'm working it through. And I've worked with people over the years who I've helped them start up. I have friends, I have family that I've helped them start up. They're making money, they're self-employed, they're doing well. And as much as I know my stuff, that doesn't remove the anxiety, doesn't remove the fear. So if you're afraid of doing a similar thing, that is normal. That is part of the process. But I have my hard work, I have my faith, I have my family, and I have my skills. And I think if I combine all those together and push, it will work. And hopefully you guys will be on the journey with me to see. I've never done this before, this is weird. So like and subscribe. I should have said that at the beginning, right? But if you've made it through this far, I really appreciate your time, and I hope my speaking fast hasn't been too much of a big deal. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.